everyone, welcome back to the Aerial Foundation Teen Makerspace, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your very own sun catchers. Pretty cool, right? If you haven't gotten a craft bag yet, you can call and reserve one from the children's floor. All the supplies to make this is in those bags, so go ahead and call in and reserve one today. Alright, let's get started. Alright guys, so here is what I have so far of my sun catcher. I know that it looks like it's a lot, but I promise it's the same few steps over and over. I already went ahead and did most of it because if I did a video of this, even with a time lapse, it would have probably been over an hour. So go ahead and get what you have out of your craft bags. And we're going to start with the Shrinky Dink. So if you haven't watched our Shrinky Dink video yet, it should be from 3 weeks ago. You can go ahead and go on our playlist and check that out. But if you already know how to make Shrinky Dinks, go ahead and think of an idea that you want to do for your sun catcher. I went ahead and did a space theme one. So I picked beads that were kind of like planets. So we got Sun and Mercury, Venus, the Moon, Earth, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and I saved Pluto right here for you guys to see how I went ahead and did all of this. But first, I'm going to take the Shrinky Dink that I made and show you guys kind of what it looks like. I went ahead and poked a hole through it so you could thread the fishing line later on. But what you want to do is take your paint and your paintbrush, and I'm going to use yellow, and you're going to brush it onto just one side of your Shrinky Dink. Alright, so after you have that, it might look a little stripy, but it actually looks really cool, kind of like stained glass. So I'm going to go ahead and let this one dry for a minute. And while we're doing that, I'm going to show you how I made all of these. So I went ahead and already painted my rod, and you can paint it, you can leave it bare, it's up to you. But how I got all the strings lined up is I put little notches about 1 inch apart and then 1/2 inch apart, so I could see where to tie the string so everything lined up. So go ahead and take some of your fishing line that you've received. I'm gonna make it about this long. Go ahead and tie it on to your rod. You can see I've already done that. And you're just going to want to start threading your beads like so. And you can put as many as you want on, but I'm gonna show you how I got the gaps in between the beads so it hangs really nicely. I'm gonna do 3 clear ones, and I really like these yellow ones. And a lot of them are clear, so when you hang them up in your windowsill, the light comes through and it looks amazing. Right. So I like having about 5 to 3 until I have a gap. So after that, go ahead and make a knot. And you're gonna wanna make the knot about 1 centimeter. You can see that, 1 centimeter away from the last bead. So this is going to be your gap. And you're going to want to tie it in a knot about 2 to 3 times, just so the other beads, it makes a stopper, so this won't move down the string anymore. All right, so once you have that, you can keep threading more of your beads. And you guys have way more colors and variety than I do right here, but I don't think it really matters. You guys just do what you want. Make it pretty. You guys can make it rainbow. You can make your Shrinky Dinks, animals, or stars like I did. Alright, I'm gonna put one more. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and tie this off again. One knot, again 1 centimeter away from the last bead. Another one, I'm gonna tie it one more time because the knot looks small. And you can test it to see if your beads will slide. All right, I think that looks good. Yep, doesn't move. Okay, let's see how long it is. I think I can get one more in there. And do 2 more beads. Then once you have all your clear beads that you want, go ahead and tie again 1 centimeter away from the bottom. So I'm gonna take Pluto. I know he looks so small compared to my other planets on here, but he's still awesome. All right, just like that. And then I don't want any beads below it, so I'm gonna tie it off again 1 centimeter away. Some of the holes are bigger than the others, so just make sure you're happy with it before you cut the string. Okay, so if you guys can kind of see it, looks. Next, we're going to take the Shrinky Dink after it has dried. It looks great. You can kind of see that it's shiny on this side and then matte on this side. I'm going to take my fishing line that I have cut already and thread it through the hole. And I want this to kind of dangle a little, so I'm going to make the knot a little bit bigger. So I'm going to knot it once, you guys can see, and then I'm going to, without tightening it, I'm going to immediately knot it again. And you guys don't have to do it like this, but this is what I found to work well for me. All right, so once you got that, go ahead and pull it tight without getting too close to the Shrinky Dink. All right, there we go. Pull on it, make sure it doesn't come loose. Okay, and go ahead and cut the extra off. Okay. So once you have that, go ahead and thread the beads that you want. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and tie it off again. So this one, it's kind of like you're working backwards, just with the Shrinky Dinks, because you have to tie those on before. And make sure it's about 1 centimeter away from the top. And then go ahead and do it 2 or 3 more times, just until your knot's big enough. And if you get something that happens like that, you can always loosen this a little and then move it down. Fishing line is usually pretty forgiving, so you'll be able to undo some of your knots if you're not happy with them. I think that one looks good, so I'm gonna do a few more. All right, after you have that, I'm going to find a spot where I want to put it. So I think right here is gonna look really nice. So if you find a spot for it, I'm gonna separate it kind of like a little curtain. And then I'm gonna go under the stick. Bring this close and then just tie a knot onto the stick or the rod. Once I'm happy with that, I'm gonna go ahead and trim off the extra. And then I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I want. It looks great. And then you just repeat those steps over and over and over until you're happy, and you can make them a little bit longer. You don't have to have gaps in between. I think it makes it look really cool. But the last step is to take your fishing line, and you're going to want to tie it to the end of your rod. So this is how we're going to hang these up. So go ahead and make a really tight knot, about 1 inch or 1 centimeter away from the end of the rod. All right, then go ahead and do the other side. So there should be a lot of slack in this. And then again, about an inch, centimeter away from the end of the other side of the rod. And then triple tie it, because this is going to hold all the weight. Go ahead and trim these off. We don't need this. All right, once you do that, then you have a very cool sun catcher. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Make something awesome, create something cool, share photos with us. We would love to see what you're doing, but this is mine, and I hope you guys like it. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye.